What's going on, guys? Get straight to the point. On Tuesday, on March 25th, okay, the House Oversight Committee is going to propose certain House resolutions that will effectively weaken our position as union members in this country. Okay, the time to become politicized is now. Okay, the letter carrier cannot remain stagnant anymore. Okay, riding the wave or going with the flow isn't an option. Now, every person that is represented by a union has to take a stance against this legislation. Okay, what can we do, and is it effective? Okay, reaching out to our Congress people. Okay, that would only be proven effective if you live in a red state. Okay, it is my belief and my hope that the blue states, although they don't have a majority, they will all vote against it. Okay, so the trick here is to try to get some of these red state senators and Congress people to have a little common sense that dismantling the unions isn't in the best interest of our country. Okay, right now we're on a ship that's sinking. All right, and some of us were on the lower decks. Okay, and those are the federal workers that were terminated without just cause. Okay, some of us other federal workers who are on the higher decks, we've just been waiting for the water to reach us. Okay, and that can no longer be the answer. Okay, the time to become active and to voice our concerns is now. The time to go into the streets is now. The time to sit aside and allow people to fight for us, that's over. Okay, we have a lot of work to do. Okay, to save our jobs, to save our way of living, to save our country. All right, there's a lot going on. Tuesday will prove to destroy everything that the labor union has fought for and won in this decade. Okay, some of the proposals that are going to dismantle our unions in the future is going to be the power to allow President Trump or any future president to effectively void any collective bargaining agreement that the United States government has reached with any local bargaining unit that represents any federal agency. Okay, there's also going to be HR 1210, which is very disturbing because it's going to effectively disallow union work done on the clock. Okay, it's going to make the unions pay for office space and office time inside of any federal building. Okay, and whether you agree with that or disagree with it, the big picture is when there is a harassment or a work issue that is happening in real time. Okay, the shop steward will not be able to defend the contract, collective bargaining agreement, if there is one. Okay, that's the scary part. If there is a collective bargaining agreement, the shop steward cannot effectively defend it in the moment on the clock. It's going to prove difficult. Okay, to protect people from having their rights trampled on, considering that they still have rights. Okay. On that day, on Tuesday, there's also going to be another bill that is going to try to establish that all unions that represent federal workers, including the United States Postal Service, will no longer have access to automatic deductions from the payroll. Okay, and that is a way to bleed the unions dry. Okay, whether you agree with the current state of our union or not, okay, our internal dilemmas are set to begin to be worked on in 2026 as we vote for a new administration. Okay, our collective problems as a country, as a nation, okay, will be voted on in the next Senate race and the next House race, and maybe in the midterm we can flip some seats. However, this is happening in real time. In real time, we have to join forces. All unions, UPS, all unions, APWU, all unions, SBIU, okay, all unions in our country have to take a stance today This weekend will prove to be the greatest demonstration of union workforce if we can all collectively join together. The unions that are, the rallies that are happening across the country, we have to show support. This is a big moment in time to protect our livelihood, to protect our future, but more importantly, to protect our way of living. All right. There's a threat happening against all workers in America. And anyone that wants to be a protected working class member has to stick up for the people that are at risk of losing their protections today. And we see that there are changes at the National Labor Board. Okay, there are going to be changes throughout any agency that offers regulation or oversight under this administration. Okay, where are our Congress people? Where are the checks and balances of our government? Why is everything being stripped away with the signing of executive orders? Where's the fight? Okay, it's time for the people, you and I, to bring the fight to where it needs to be. Okay, unfortunately, our elected representatives, why can't I say the word? Our representations, our representatives, our elected representatives aren't doing what we elected them to do. Okay, and for people who voted for the orange guy, I can say that you didn't vote for everything that is happening today. You voted for maybe a stronger border, or maybe a stronger economy, okay, or maybe limited regulation or oversight on something that affected your business, okay? But what is happening here is greater than what I would like to think that any American voted for. So it's time to take a stance against what is happening. It's time to protect America, okay? All of this, make America great again. If that's what you support, okay, that's you. But this is not making America great. This is setting us back decades, okay? Decades. And pretty soon it's going to be centuries if we start stripping away rights from people that fought so hard to have those rights, okay? This is huge, guys. This isn't a laughing matter anymore. This isn't something that we could just kick the can down the road, okay? This weekend is it, all right? I reached out to every single congressman in my state, every congresswoman, both senators, okay? Unfortunately, a one-man army isn't that strong. But an army of hundreds of thousands of millions of workers, now that makes some noise. Be vigilant, but be smart, okay? Be militant, but be humble. Okay, guys, understand that this battle is to protect the way of our everyday living here in America, okay? And together we have an immense amount of power, okay? Don't let anyone divide you, okay? And put your petty differences aside to know that we're fighting for something huge here. All right, guys, until next time, I'll be here and you'll be there. Peace.